The following is a Joel Michalec production. The following episode of The Joel Michalec Show takes place between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Joel Michalec Show, featuring the lovely Sharon.
Hi.
I'm Joel Michalec, and across from me is, you guessed it,
The lovely Sharon.
the lovely,
beautiful,
sexy Sharon.
I totally did not expect you to start just now, which is why I jumped a little bit.
It is the element of surprise. It's the element of surprise.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hi.
So, hi, hello, how are you? I was getting ready to go right into the subject matter, but I guess I should tell you how to find us on the World Wide Web. We reside at the address www.jmtalk.net. Stop by the website. There's some changes going on, thanks to our good friend Ash. So you'll see things changing about the website.
Wait, Ash or Ashley?
Ashley, but Ash. Her nickname's Ash.
Oh, okay. I did not know this.
Yeah.
Now I do.
So you'll see some things changing upon the website, but it's still there, and you can still get all the content, including listening to the 24/7 stream. Subscribe to the podcast, which you should really, 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 really do. And
Really?
Yeah, and you can see the news and the YouTube
You should
stuff.
really do it. I mean, really.
I do subscribe to this podcast. I know that sounds a little narcissistic, but...
No, it doesn't.
Okay, because I do subscribe to this podcast, and I listen to it every Monday. So also on Facebook at JM Talk, and on Instagram and Twitter, JM Talk Radio. That's how you find us. And so there's the business of the program. We're glad you're here. This show, the chili is sizzling in the crock pot.
We both just looked
We
around
just looked
like,
over
what?
to see, because I'm really sensitive to noises. Because every time we sit down and try to watch some television, I hear the fluttering of the wings of a stink bug behind me.
And can I tell you, people,
I hate
whenever
bugs.
he does hear this,
I'm up off that couch.
Jumps up off the
I'm off
couch
that couch, boy.
quicker than you can blink. And so
you have to go to
that
work to find
tells
it.
me
You've got to get up and find it and just
that
get it out of here.
Yes. I am the
bug get rid of her. Can you spell that, please?
Okay.
So
yes, I'm the one that gets rid of the bugs.
and you do a superb job, but
And
I
I
have to
don't
tell
kill
you.
them.
I have to tell you about last night.
Okay.
So last night this happened again. We were watching Lost in Space.
Right.
And so up off the couch, I'm like, damn it, I hear one. You're like, one what? A stink bug. So it was funny because you checked the normal places we always find it, like in the lamp.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in there. And so you spent, I don't know, a good amount of time. You were going through the blinds, and then you cleaned all the blinds, and then you were shaking out the curtains and everything.
Yeah.
And so finally we said, okay, we'll leave the light on because the lights were all off, and it
Yeah.
will eventually find its way to the torch lamp.
Right.
So we go back to watching TV, and we're sitting next to each other, and I'm rubbing your back, and I'm enjoying the TV, and I look over. I'm rubbing your back for like 10 minutes.
Right.
And I look over, and there's this son of a bitch right on your shoulder blade. The whole time I'm rubbing your back. So if you ever want to see Joel, get off the couch real fast again. But I was like panicking because I'm like, now I have to save you. I have to save you.
I know. I was.
And so I got like a shopping bag and used that to grab it and wrap it up and everything. But I mean, if I could have found like a tarp, like a 10-foot by 15-foot tarp, I would have done that. Like anything just to,
And the difference is between you saving me and me saving you is I don't kill whatever it is that
Right.
I'm saving you from.
You let them back out the front door, and I bet you they find their way right back in. We're probably throwing the same one out all the time. But
Wouldn't that be fucking...
But that
excuse
stopped.
me. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
That stopped last night.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't kill it. I just grabbed it, reversed the bag,
suffocated
tied it off, put it in the trash bag, tied the trash bag up, and the trash bag went outside.
Oh, my goodness. But the whole thing, it took about the whole process from you first hearing it to you saving me.
Had to be about an hour.
I was just going to say about an hour's time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind you saving me from insects. However, I just wish you wouldn't kill them.
Well, you know.
Because now this little stink bug is going to not show back up at home.
That's right.
And then the wife is
probably
going to
have
be like,
6 million kids to feed.
Oh, my Lord, what happened to Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, well, Honey Boo Boo ain't here coming anymore.
Right? And then they have to explain to the kids how Daddy's not coming
All
home
600,000 of them.
And, right, so and
I find myself really not wanting to thank Southeastern Asia for sending these things here.
I know.
I mean, like you found like...
There is a story behind the stink bugs arriving to the United States.
Yeah, they arrived here via a UPS facility in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Right.
So you did find another bug in the curtains when you were looking. It's just weird. Like you said, no, I've never seen something like that before. I've never seen half the things that ever that I have in Delaware.
I know.
Delaware has its own breed of, prehistoric insect monsters. I mean, where's Godzilla when you need him to take these things out?
Right.
But anyway,
although Godzilla being this massive lizard,
that's not even
and
how I wanted.
These bugs are teeny.
That's not even how I wanted to start the show. I was actually going to start the show by saying, and then we got into that, but I was actually going to start by saying this show drops the 12th of January.
Uh-huh.
And we can finally say that we took the lights down outside.
I know, right?
We can report that that's what we did on this weekend. Because we're experiencing, Florida spring out here this weekend.
It's insanely warm.
And I wanted to make a point about that because, a lot of people go, oh, it's going to be warm all weekend and then everyone's going to have the flu.
And that's the truth.
It's not the truth. Let me just say this. Here's the thing. Going hot to cold, cold to hot, the changes in the season, okay, it doesn't directly play a factor in that, okay? As long as you dress for the weather, you're fine. What makes you sick is the presence of germs. If you cannot keep yourself clean, wash your hands regularly. If you're not licking your mud-laden fingers all the time.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Germs are responsible for illness.
Obviously.
Okay, and yes, germs can be more plentiful because of the instant warmth of the weather, but take care of your
one day
personal
you're
self.
bundling up. You look like a mummy because you're outside. The only thing you see are the eyes because it's so cold out. Then the very next day, you have bikini weather.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was at my Speedo.
Right. And he was, guys. No, and so you don't know how to dress. You don't know how to dress, so it's...
But it's germs. Wash your hands, you filthy animals. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is you just got to monitor the germ factor.
Goodness.
Just monitor the germ factor.
And transmitting it is the ultimate way you're going to get sick because 9 out of 10 times you're at work or with family that is sick and then you get sick and then you pass it on to somebody else.
Right.
And that person gets sick and then it comes back to you because you were the originator of it. So they said, you dirty rascal, I'm going to get you back. And then it comes back to you and,
Well, there you go.
And there you go.
That's the cycle of how it works.
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Hey,
that's
what I'm here for.
But, that's my tip. Just wash your hands.
That is true, though.
And when you do, sing happy birthday to yourself.
What?
While you're lathering. Yes.
I know. You're supposed to sing the length of times it takes you to sing.
What do they say, 20 seconds? So they say just sing happy birthday.
And
something
I learned?
I almost got beat up in Walmart yesterday because I went to the bathroom and I was washing my hands and somebody thought I was weird because I was like, happy birthday to me. Happy
oh my God,
birthday.
You're just so weird.
Cha-cha-cha to me.
Okay, peeps. So I did, however, learn that it's not the temperature of the water you use. It's not.
So you could
you can use cold ass water.
I thought it had to be like
no. Mm-mm.
Tepid.
It's the amount of, making sure you got everything covered. And,
Do anyone ever use the word tepid anymore?
Probably not.
No, it's an old-fashioned word. It's an old-fashioned word. Anyway.
Yeah.
Clean up.
Clean up.
Now, so we went shopping this weekend, and we usually frequent Walmart. Actually, we go to several places. We do. I guess it depends on how we feel and what we're looking for. For the most part, though, it's Walmart, and I got to tell you, we're becoming more and more disgusted with any and every Walmart around here. The shelves are barren.
No, just one specific Walmart.
No, because listen,
no, the one in Middletown, it's usually pretty good.
But we had problems when Katie and I went to Middletown.
Okay.
They may have had 12 zillion of your mints that you like, but there were other things that they were out of.
Okay, but in the same aspect, look at the time of year you were shopping, number one. So as far as that, we went to Elkton yesterday.
Elkton, Maryland, for those that are not geographically in tune with the show.
Because we live like 5 miles from Elkton, Maryland.
How much coffee is being dranken in Elkton, Maryland that there's never any creamer on the GD shelves at the Elkton dairy section?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Ever.
They don't stock their shelves. They can't. Because if they did, then when we go to buy something, it would be there.
Right.
And we're talking about mundane stuff like sugar, bread,
Yeah. Milk. We couldn't, we had a lot
Oh,
of
my
search.
goodness. You know what I'm going to say.
Right.
We pull up to the creamer section, which is with the milk section, and there's these people.
Wait a minute. The creamer section is with the milk section?
Yeah,
I just want to make a note of this. I want to
Yeah,
make sure I know this. Okay.
Right. So there's this couple. They have a cart, and they're loading it with gallons upon gallons upon gallons. And I am not exaggerating one bit. They filled their cart with gallons and half gallons of milk.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 carts.
Then they grab another cart and fill that full of milk. First of all, what do they need all that milk for? Second of all, leave some for other people.
I'm thinking milk wrestling is what I'm thinking.
Something. I'm just saying leave some for other people.
Right.
That annoys me to no end.
And then they didn't have the squeezy sour cream.
Oh yeah, they had a little. I know they carried it because they had a little sign for it.
A little sign. They had a big waving tag on the shelf. Come get it
My
here.
My nose itches.
Oh, fight with someone else.
Oh my goodness.
So to cap it all off, the Walmarts are replacing, they had the self checkout.
Yeah.
And now they're replacing some of their conventional register aisles with these scan and goes where you do the work yourself, like a self.
Yeah.
And I really need to find out who I would talk to at Walmart about when my W-2 will be in. I want it to be in before the end of January because when I go to Walmart, I got to do all the work myself.
Right. Exactly.
And if that's the case, 2 things. I want to know when I'm getting my W-2.
Exactly.
And you can't yell at me when I have a problem when I'm at the scan and go. You didn't train me. I didn't watch any training videos. I didn't get an hour of training. I didn't get no training.
Right.
Oh
so, my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm like over the Walmart thing, and that's not good because I'm almost over the Amazon thing too.
I know you said you had a problem with Amazon as well.
I'm learning things about Amazon. So
okay, but you know what? It is what it is. You can learn everything you want about Amazon, but you're still going to go there. You're still going to buy stuff off the website.
Right, but I could be mad while I'm doing it.
Yeah, but that's a waste of an emotion.
But the Walmart thing is becoming where are we going to go? Yeah. Because Walmart does have good prices on stuff, but the thing is, we've been complaining. If you go back in the shows, we've been complaining about this Walmart situation at a couple Walmarts for some time now.
For some time,
and at some point, it's going to come down to, do we really want to go there to be upset again because they don't have this, that, or the third?
Well,
but there's nobody who can compete with the bulk of their prices.
Yeah, that's.
But there is going to be
exactly.
There is going to be a Lidl opening up right down the street.
I know.
And
they're
run by Aldi, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Once if and when they open, maybe we'll have to visit it, and then maybe that'll become our new shopping.
You never know.
Place.
So, wow, that was a lot to address. I'm smelling your chili. I cannot wait for dinner.
I know. It smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-radio.
Smell-o-radio?
I was going to say smell-o-vision, but smell-o-radio.
Scratch and Sniff Radio. Welcome to the Scratch and Sniff portion of the show. Everybody, just scratch your display on your favorite device and start sniffing and see if you can smell that chili. So, are you okay? You really are going to fight with somebody. If you feel the urge to start arguing, just please go outside.
What, and then argue with myself?
No, but
How fun
I mean,
is that?
the leashless moron down the street is outside. You can go down there and
beat him up,
duke it out with him.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Does anyone have issues with people who don't follow the rules? Because I really do.
I do too.
Rules
are made to be followed.
Rules are what keeps us civil,
right, and safe.
But, and we, where we live, in the community we live in, we go out of our way to make sure all the rules are followed.
Right.
And yet, no matter what we say or who we say it to or complain or whatever, everyone else, it just seems like everyone else breaks the rules.
Okay, the specific rules that we're talking about are rules about dogs.
Dogs on leashes.
On leashes, correct. And they just let their dogs run outside, not a care to any other dog that may be leashed.
And not just them, but there are other problems in this park.
But whenever we take Molly out, she's leashed, okay? Now, imagine, and it's happened many times.
Right.
That
more times than I care to.
Right. That your dog is leashed, and another dog comes up to attack your dog.
Right.
Who is leashed.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it happens so many times. Our dog walking by their house will cross the street.
Right. To not pass that house.
To not pass that house directly.
That is a, I mean, think about what goes into the decision that Molly makes to do that.
Yeah.
Right, Molly?
I'm sure she's like...
Dead asleep under the booth.
Yeah. I'm sure she's like, holy crap, okay, here's this house. So now we got to cross the street.
Right.
So we don't even wake the dog that's sleeping safely inside their house.
Yep. All right, so we're going to slip out. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Fill our throats with some cold liquid. And maybe you can go fight during the break with a wall or something and get that out of your system. When we come back,
my nose is itchy.
I have even more to talk about with Amazon that has nothing to do with me, but to show that the problem is bigger than you think.
Okay.
With Amazon. Plus, later on the show, a new Wombat of the Week, a new Honor Thy Hero, all coming up later on. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
This is New York's Super Oldie Station, 920 WON, The Apple, Brooklyn, New York.
The following conversation is real. It took place on Tuesday, June 8th of 2004 between a Blonde Star advisor and a subscriber.
Blonde Star, emergency. This is Steve. Is there an emergency in your vehicle?
Oh my God. I've locked myself in my car and the keys are on the outside.
Ma'am,
oh my God.
Ma'am, I need you to calm down.
Okay, it's just that the windows are rolled up and I'm starting to sweat. My keys are on the outside.
Now, your keys are on the outside of the vehicle?
Yes, oh my God.
Now, does your car have automatic locks or...
Yes.
Okay, here's what I need you to do. Take hold of the inside of your door handle there. Are you doing this? The shiny thing. Grab the shiny thing.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay, now give that a tug.
Okay.
Did it open?
Yes, oh my God, thank you.
Okay, now what is that noise?
Oh, that's my door alarm.
Yeah, but that only happens if the keys are in the ignition, hon.
Oh my God. You know what?
Your keys are actually in your ignition.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Blonde Star.
That's why we're here. Do you need anything else?
Blonde Star.
No, that's
Always
it.
on,
Thank you so much.
because you're always blonde.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Joel Michalec Show. Sorry, I had something in my throat. The Joel Michalec Show, featuring the lovely Sharon, and we're back from break and ready to talk more shop.
Awesome.
That's what it is. It's just shop.
Right.
Hey, I have a problem with... Oh, wait, hold on a second. I want to open up my birch beer.
Okay.
Theater of the mind. I want them to...
Right.
That is one soda I will drink. Especially when you get it in diet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about birch beer. I don't know what it is. What gives it the sweetness? I mean, is it made from birch wood? I don't understand.
It's made from the root.
Of birch trees?
Birch root.
Huh. Interesting.
I believe.
It burns nice in the fireplace, and it tastes good, too. I mean, it smells good. Birchwood smells really good. We like birchwood. Okay. So, I wanted to... excuse me. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to share with you this story. You know, amazing things when you poke around the world to see what's going on around the world.
Right.
And there is a 45-day festival, okay, that happens in northern India. It's called the annual Magna Medla Festival in northern India, and it's where sadhus, I hope I'm saying this right, because, you know, this is the people, they're called sadhus.
Right.
They get together and with the Hindu people. Mm-hmm. And they celebrate. Now, there's one sadhu, which is a holy man in that religion, you know.
Okay.
So, this news coming out is about this one holy man who was photographed performing a bizarre feat of strength at this festival, pulling a truck around with only his penis.
What?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. So, it's a feat of strength. It's something they do at the festival.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
Wait, first, why would you want to pull a truck?
Well, I
with
do
your
that every
penis?
third weekend of the month.
Oh, I know, baby.
I don't know why somebody would want to do that either. Just like there's other traditions in other countries where they hang like boulders from their and they walk around. Yeah, listen, that gives new meaning to kettlebell training. I mean, you know, but
I don't
know how you.
I don't know how
That
they
must take a
can
lot
do
of
that.
practice because that's got to be very painful.
Yeah.
That's what I said when we were taking the lights down today. We let a fly or two in the house. Damn it. I don't know how you even practice for that because that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, I can't.
Well,
I really can't.
Obviously, they do.
Imagine it. Yeah, I guess.
You know.
So, but yeah, there you go.
Wow. Okay, pulling a truck with your penis.
Yes.
I wonder if that is a requirement to get this position in this religion.
I don't know. I was trying to get some more information.
Yeah.
It says here, sadhus are wandering holy men who have rejected earthly comforts in search of spiritual enlightenment in the hopes of breaking the cycle of reincarnation, which is a major trend in Hinduism. As you know, they believe in reincarnation. But these holy men find ways of spiritual enlightenment to break that.
Okay.
So I guess by pulling a truck around with your willy will keep you from getting reincarnated,
Hey,
I guess.
Willie.
I have no idea. As such, they own no possession and opt for only modest clothes, or in some cases decided to live naked. Relying on the kindness of strangers to provide for them wherever they go. That doesn't sound like a holy man to me. That sounds like a freeloading bum.
Sounds like a vagabond to me.
Often, sadhus will perform feats of physical or mental strength as a display of their spirituality and master of yoga techniques, as the majority of them are yogis. Hey, boo-boo.
Right? I was just going to say that.
Sometimes this involves lifting or carrying objects with the penis. So it's not just this feat, but apparently they're supposed to lift objects with it as well.
Wow.
I mean, I'm cringing. I'm hurting just thinking about it.
I'm cringing thinking about it.
Lift this bridge.
With your penis.
Oh, holy vagabond.
Wow.
For example, Roddy Shyam Prajapati holds the Guinness World Record for the longest time stood motionless at 8 hours, 5 minutes, and 5 seconds. While Raju Kumar, and I'm going to just mess up the last name, did a static wall sit for 11 hours and 5 minutes. What is a static wall sit?
I haven't got a clue.
Okay.
However, let's look it up.
So, yeah, there you go. I just thought that you'd want to know that somewhere in the world there are people hauling things and lifting things with their junk. Somewhere in there's a cliche, Sharon. I just can't find it.
A wall sit is an isometric exercise, which means it works in a static position. You don't have to move. You just have to hold it.
Can I tell you, though, honestly, that didn't really explain that to me.
Some people assume the wall sit is a beneficial exercise, leaning against the wall or a stability ball doing
Wait a minute.
Doing a static or isometric exercise held for time is the main issue.
Leaning against the wall. I said it earlier. They're bums.
Right. Oh my goodness.
I can lean against the wall for 11 hours and 5 minutes too.
Yeah, but you can't move. Can't move. You cannot twitch a muscle. Hence, static.
So I can't lift the wall with my penis if I'm standing against it?
Right.
2 feats of strength.
You can do sit-ups with your penis.
There you go. All right.
Wow.
Enough of that.
Okay, people, I'm sorry. I think we've taken that.
We've beaten that down.
Too far.
Right. So I told you I want to talk about Amazon. Okay, because I'm going to tell you about a California family. Oh my God, this birch beer has me like... I just had to cover another burp, yeah. So a California family, very disgusted after they opened up they bought a... I had to crack my knuckles so I can do the air quotes. New waffle maker, on Amazon. And when they opened up the package and pulled it out, they found the remains of waffles still inside the iron.
Oh my God.
Yes.
However, I have to say on Amazon's behalf, some items sold on Amazon are sold by a separate entity.
Right. Well, let's see here. Brian McCarthy shared a photo of the waffle maker on Twitter and said that his mother had purchased it as a gift for his daughter. McCarthy told Business Insider that his mother bought the turquoise mini baby cakes waffle stick maker directly through Amazon's Prime service and that it was not purchased from a third-party vendor.
Oh, okay.
Amazon replied to McCarthy's tweet a few hours later and asked him to have his mother provide more information. Don't they always say that? Anytime we post something on Twitter, the company always gets back to you minutes or hours later and they're like, please provide more details. Yeah. I just did.
How about a picture?
Since the tweet, McCarthy said Amazon offered a return, but he has not heard anything else about the incident.
Wow.
And that's probably typical. It's no secret here on the show that we complain legitimately about the lack of service. And this is another thing. Every time I talk to somebody who's had a problem with Amazon gives them $5 off their next order. Just go away.
Yeah.
They really don't address the issue.
Right.
They're just going to
cover it.
Yeah, they give you a refund, a $5 off your next order, sweep it under the carpet, and let's move on, And
Exactly.
I guess there's some sort of mathematical equation that says if we do that, X equals the number of people that will just go away and not hang around and linger and want, and I think that's part of the issue. The part of the issue is that we have become a society who is appeased by things like that.
Right. Agreed.
And I don't know when it's going to turn around, but I mean, the service industry is horrible.
And we have said this time and time again. And as long as we, the consumer, allow this to happen, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Got to find out what's in birch beer.
Oh, it's made from the birch root. I'm sorry, the birch bark of the birch tree.
So the tree that we burn in our fireplace,
right?
That drink is made from that.
Yes.
From the bark.
From the bark.
That's insane. So, am I to believe then that I would enjoy the same result if I chewed on some of the birch bark coming off the logs that go into the fire?
Throw in a little carbonation.
I got to find out more history on this. Like, who decided that? Hey, this tree would make a great drink. Anyway. So thanks. I didn't realize you were looking that up. That's great information to have.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So denim. This has been on, I keep a list of things to talk about.
Okay.
And this word went on this list 3 months ago.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because my problem is as you know, I have many a pairs of denim jeans.
Yes.
Where the belt loops rip off.
Right.
Not the whole loop, the bottom. So it still makes it unusable. But here's the thing, though. It's not like I'm doing anything to make this happen.
Right.
And when I look at the loops, they can't be sewn back on because where they came away from the denim, the main part of the pant,
right,
there's a hole there. So it's not like you can just get a needle and thread. Like in the old days, if I broke a belt loop on a pair of denim jeans, you got the needle and thread, you sewed it back in.
Right.
There's a hole there. And I'm here.
So you could.
I'm here to complain a little bit. I want to know what happened.
Or sew a patch on the underneath side, and then on the top side you sew it into said patch.
What happened to denim jeans in the last X amount of years?
Well, because they're not using the proper tree root. So I have no clue whatsoever.
I was very interested in what you were saying, so my face was mesmerized with the conversation.
I saw that. I was like, "Whoa!"
But do you agree
come up with something?
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
I
agree that clothing these days are not made the same way, just like everything else. Furniture. It's not. It's all about quantity, not quality.
Oh yeah. Bottom line, how much can I make for this?
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you where we went wrong with the denim jeans. I'm going to tell you right where I believe that we've crossed the bridge to the point of belt loops can't be sewn back on to when it was belt loops could be sewn on. Mm-hmm. It is the period of time when you were suddenly able to buy denim jeans with holes in them, dirt in them.
Oh my God, I know.
All ripped up, and you paid more money for that.
Because that was the style.
Yeah.
That is the style.
So somewhere along the way.
And you pay more for less.
Right. Get a cheap pair of jeans at the dollar store. I will shred them for you.
I know.
And charge you if you want to feel better about it.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
I used to ask our daughters when they bought those kinds of pants, how much you pay? Did you get them for half price? Because half the material's missing.
Right?
No, Dad.
No.
Paid full price.
Yeah, full price.
I paid $65 for these jeans. Really? I asked them if the belt loop stayed on, but they never wore belts. So that's I have this gripe about my denim. I have right off the top of my head, I can think of 2 good pairs of denim jeans with multiple belt loop issues.
So that's when you have to just go out and purchase more.
We're talking about brand new denim jeans.
No, they're not brand new.
One of them are.
No.
One of them are. Yes, they are. Yep.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
No.
And the other thing, too, at the top corner of the back pockets, okay?
I know. The same exact thing happens. I know. But that's from
why
wear
are
and
holes
tear.
eroding through there?
Because
there's not
you're
moths in my
reaching
dresser
oh my gosh,
eating my
are we
clothes.
Do this on the radio?
I'm just saying there's no moths in my dresser eating my clothes. So how do these holes form in denim? Denim, you wear the rugged jeans. Miners used to wear them. So that coal won't rip them. But apparently putting them over one leg on at a time will rip the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Pretty much.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Next subject.
I'm angry about it. That's all.
Well, you're just going to have to get glad about it.
I don't know if I have a next subject in the last few minutes that we have. I don't know if I prepared that much.
Okay.
I told you about the Keurig machine that's going to make ice cream.
Yes.
So we talked about
I'm very excited about that.
I did. You know what? Here's something we can probably escape the rest of the segment with this time.
Okay.
You know, we pay property taxes, we pay school taxes, and everybody does.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking about this with the pockets of stories you hear here, there, and everywhere around the country of kids being refused their lunch because they're behind, they're in arrears with their lunch money, whatever.
That is ridiculous.
It is. And so here's my thought process on that. If I have no children in school. You and I, our children are through school. We still pay school taxes. Yes. Everybody, whether you have kids or don't, whether they're in school or not, you pay school taxes. Yep. And I'm here to tell you, if I'm paying school taxes, I don't want to hear another news story of a child that can't eat lunch. Exactly. I'm paying taxes. Buy them some damn lunch. What are you... I can't fit one more in that. But did you hear me out there?
Yeah.
I had these are the light holders. You just put a handful of light holders down on the desk. I spent 20 minutes banging that box around to shake everything down so I can fit them all in there. And you're holding on to like 5 more. You're putting them away.
All right.
That's it. See, you do want to fight. You just put these on the table because you want to fight about something. So.
Well, if it makes you that angry, then yeah. Let's do it.
I solved the problem. You're going to put them away.
Okay. Well, I don't see it as a problem. So. But anyway,
all right.
The school lunch issue.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as a taxpayer.
And there's like nothing that, as me, a human being, that would not ever want to see any child go hungry because they can't afford lunch. I can't, it doesn't make sense to me how a school board would allow this to happen.
Right.
And I know it happens because a friend of mine gets an email from her child's school saying, oh, so-and-so can't have lunch because said so-and-so owes money.
Right, yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
I'm just
absolutely ridiculous.
So my point to leave on is if we pay school taxes, I don't want to hear
every
anymore.
child should get free lunch.
That's right.
Free breakfast, free lunch.
We did when we were kids in the summertime. All the parks in town gave us free lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, they were warm bologna sandwiches and warm chocolate milk from in the sun all morning. But hey, that's besides the point. They fed us. Anyway, Sharon's getting out of here.
I am.
And on the other side of the break, I'm going to come back. I have a Wombat of the Week for you. I have a hero for you. And if time permits, one last thing.
Awesome.
So, I'll see you later.
I'll see you on the flip side.
All right, I'll be back, folks.
All right, bye-bye.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Broadcasting from a crummy little studio in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Reality One Radio.
You see why we need your donations?
Welcome back, folks, to the show. It's the Joel Michalec Show featuring the lovely Sharon. I'm Joel Michalec, and the lovely Sharon is off and working on other things now. Leaving us at the third segment of the show, the final stretch. This is where you and I spend some time together and we talk about a couple of things, one of which being the Wombat of the week, and the other thing being Honor Thy Heroes, two of our major segments, and then an up-and-coming segment that we do if we have time. It's called One Last Thing, and it's basically, it's one last thing before we end the program, before we get out of here, if time permits. So that's where we're at. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking in there. I want to give a quick shout-out to all of our network affiliates, Reality One Radio, Star FM, 920 WON, The Apple. Also coming on board shortly. This is also a PSA for you because there's a slight delay in programming on getting this onto the airwaves at SRN1 as we announced last week. So bear with us and stay tuned, and we will let you know as soon as we are definitely on the programming loop there at SRN1. When they let us know, we'll pass that information forward to you. And so there you have it. Now, we'll start off with Wombat of the Week, and this is where we talk about somebody who does something stupid and winds up in the newspaper, online or otherwise. And so stupid people doing stupid things, in short. And now you can get involved. You can be involved in this segment by sending us news stories of stupid people doing stupid things to us at wombat@joelmichalec.com, or you can also send it to joelmichalecradio@gmail.com, or you can simply send it across a direct message or a PM, or they have names for all this stuff these days. Send it to us there on any of the social media outlets like Facebook at JM Talk. So that's how you get involved and play along with this segment. So here is this week's, and it comes out of Mississippi, Flowood, Mississippi. 2 Mississippi men arrested after reportedly trying to cash in a fake $100,000 scratch-off ticket, according to police. Police in Flowood, Mississippi were notified by the Mississippi Lottery Corporation when 2 men attempted to turn in the doctored lottery ticket. Otis Latham, 47, and Russell Sparks, 48, allegedly altered a ticket by gluing the winning numbers to match the $100,000 prize. Let me say that again. They glued the winning numbers on the card to match the $100,000 prize. Both of the men were charged with conspiracy to commit an altering counterfeit instrument over $1,000, and Latham was also charged with false ID information. The suspects are being held at the Rankin County Jail with no bond. Attempting to cash a counterfeit lottery ticket is punishable by up to 20 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. So see, $100,000 could have come in handy because of the fine. So, folks, cheating is not the answer to anything. Anything. Cheating on a test, cheating on your spouse, it's not the answer to anything. Cheating on a lottery, it's not the answer. And they're going to pay the price. I mean, I had no idea until I saw this story that you could serve up to, now it's just up to, doesn't mean a whole, but 20 years for meddling with the lottery. That's a hefty price to pay. And was it worth it? I mean, listen, gluing numbers to a cardboard ticket. I assume it was a scratch-off. Even worse if it was not a scratch-off. But gluing numbers is not exactly Photoshop quality. even bad Photoshop quality. And they deserve whatever punishment they wind up getting because of this. You know, you can't, you can't do this stuff. You know, it's like we said earlier in the show. I mean, we have rules to keep society civil. You know, and so these two guys, Otis Latham, Russell Sparks, get to share one crown of Wombat of the Week. They're the Wombats of the Week. They have to share the same crown. I don't have more than one crown in the week, but so both of them. And folks, don't try to cheat the lottery. Don't try to cheat anything. You know, be a good person. And being a good person means not breaking rules and not cheating on tests and lotteries and cheating at work or it will catch up to you. And who knows how long these two have been trying to do this before somebody actually turned them in. That's another thing. Think about that. Were they doing it before and then somebody just finally turned them in? You know? Because if you go into a store and someone presents a fake ticket, you can chase them out. Hey, it's a fake ticket. Get out of here. You know what I mean? And you're done with it if they leave nicely. So, did this happen before? And this birch beer is really good. Made from bark. That's crazy. Okay. There's your Wombats of the Week. And again, if you want to get in on this, just send me a news story of stupid people doing stupid things to us here at the program. And we will be glad to put it in rotation to come up on the air. Listen, we do this to entertain you. This is the entertainment part, is seeing the kind of stupidity out there that goes on. And the amazing amount of the stupidity that gets tracked in the news these days is absolutely crazy. It's entertaining, it's funny, it's crazy. So, now, the other segment that we do this at this point in time is we honor heroes. So many heroes out there, everyday heroes, that we need to honor. And we, obviously, with only one podcast a week, we try to get as many as we can. Now, heroes don't always wear badges. They don't always wear capes. Sometimes they're just everyday people. You can send me, okay, believe me, there are a lot of local newspapers that have these kinds of people, ordinary citizens, emergency personnel, going above and beyond, taking that extra step. They're out there, and we need them. We need to have them reported into us. So you can send these articles to us on Facebook or Twitter or to the email at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com and send us these stories of people just going out of their way to do things that they normally wouldn't do. You know, doing something good for their neighbors, for their fellow man or woman. Now, what's interesting about this week's Honor Thy Heroes is this is about a police officer who was not on duty as a police officer when he made a heroic decision. Okay, an officer working at a New Orleans Walmart may have saved lives by quickly arresting a gunman who had walked in and killed a store employee and wounded another person. This, according to New Orleans police. Police Chief Sean Ferguson commended the actions of the unidentified police officer who was working an off-duty security detail in the store crowded with shoppers early last Monday evening in the city's Gentilly area. The unidentified police officer was working his off-duty job. He immediately approached and apprehended the individual and took him into custody, which may have saved many other lives within this business. So, Control Bayham, 21, arrested Monday, charged with second-degree murder. Ferguson also said that officers had not yet determined the motive for the shooting. According to a statement by police, responding officers found a male in an aisle of the store with a fatal gunshot wound to the chest. A second person, identified as a female, had gunshot wound to the foot and was in stable condition. Very brazen incident, according to the chief of police. You can see an individual walk into a business this time of the evening with hundreds of customers inside a business, armed with a weapon and willing to cause someone harm. So police said that the local coroner's office would conduct the autopsy. Now, this unidentified officer, and he'll remain unidentified because he was working a security detail. But who knows what would have happened? A person was shot dead and another one shot injured before he acted on what was going on and did something about that situation. You know? And this goes back to, if we look at that church shooting about 2 weeks ago, we did not cover that here, although that man is being heralded as a hero, Jack Wilson, for taking action. So, like that, you're in this situation, and what do you do? Even though he's a trained police officer, remember, I always say you don't know until the moment what you may or may not do. And this unidentified officer may have saved a whole lot of people. Had he not been there, what would the reaction of other people been if there was not somebody there who was in a position with the training, with the skill to make that decision, to take that action, to do what he did? And yet he did. And of course, we won't know how many lives he saved, but apparently, as the chief of police said, this person was in that Walmart to do harm, which he did, which he was not able to do much of thanks to that officer. I don't have a name to put with him, but he is the hero this week in our Honor Thy Hero segment. We thank him for his service to the community and apparently the additional details he takes for whatever reasons that may be. We thank him for his continued service. So please get us your stories of everyday heroes doing amazing things and send them to us at joelmichalecradio@gmail.com. So that is the Honor Thy Heroes. Now, folks, one last thing this week. I want to talk about Puerto Rico for a second. Beautiful, beautiful area being ravaged right now by earthquakes. You had another earthquake yesterday. And you think about the hurricane damage that they took on, really not so long ago, and how they had to, not had to, but were still rebuilding from that. And now having 3 to 4 quite impressive sized earthquakes on the Richter scale. And they are suffering. And it's sad to see. I'm hoping that the United States and other countries are going to step up and make sure that what needs to be done is done to help the people of Puerto Rico and help them rebuild and help them get their major services and things back on. I couldn't imagine. The wind had kicked up last night late here, pretty much, and to the point where all of our wind chimes started going off, and it kind of like a gust had come by and kind of shook the house. I knew it was wind, but I also had pause for a second inside because with everything going on, I mean, not just Puerto Rico. There's other areas in the world this past week that are having earthquakes. And in fact, I just read about an hour before showtime, I don't have all the details, but apparently there is also a small volcano that erupted in the Philippines. So, but last night when that happened, it was late at night. So, you have the late night, the world's supposed to be fairly quiet at that time. And then I had this incident with the wind, and it kind of shook the house, and it gave me pause. And it made me think to myself that except for feeling the effects of an earthquake off the shore of New Jersey some years ago here in Delaware, which was nothing more than a small rattle and just, like you knew. I don't know, like, it really gave me a thought last night if that's what was happening or if it really was the wind. And it made me think about what the people go through in these areas that have this happen. California being another one. I mean, a lot of people, including me, look down on California for a lot of reasons, most of them geopolitical and whatnot. But in the end, how do they deal with that? And I also have friends from work and friends in my circle that have relatives going through this right now. And so what I wanted to talk about was that, really. I mean, the way I want to cap it off and finish it up, one last thing, is let's take a minute to think about those people in Puerto Rico, Iran. There was a 5.8 in Iran this week. The Philippines, thousands being evacuated because of this volcano. People in California who deal with these quakes, and just think about them for a minute out of your day. Maybe say a prayer or a few good words for them. And if you can, find a legitimate agency or charity that is gathering items to donate to the people to make life just a little bit better for them, and latch onto that and do something for the people of Puerto Rico going through this. They need supplies. There are legitimate charities that are putting things together to get supplies to them, and you should consider. I want you to consider them. I want you to think about what they're going through, and I think we all need to be a little more human in that way. We take for granted the fact that we're not having earthquakes and volcanoes and things where we live. Okay, but our brothers and sisters on this earth are going through these problems, and so I want everybody, if you can, take a moment, think about them, say some prayers, some kind words, donate some items to legitimate charities that are getting things down to them to help them out. And so with that, I am going to close out the show. I'm going to close out the show. I want to thank everybody for listening to the program this week. I want to thank everybody that downloads and listens each week. Remember, the website is www.jmtalk.net. You can also find us on Facebook at JM Talk, and you can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at JM Talk Radio. And stop by the site, subscribe to the program. It's on every major podcasting area. Watch out the news page. We'll give you updates on SRN1. And other than that, be good to one another. If you're out and about, with this weather being so nice in some areas, pick up 2 pieces or 3 pieces of trash and help make this world a beautiful place. Until next time, folks, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.